In today's training, we're going to be talking about ground guides. Now, what is a ground guide and when are they used? Well, when a piece of equipment or a truck is moving around a specific area, sometimes ground guides will be used to guide that piece of equipment or truck into place safely. A ground guide is an individual that is designated to safely guide either a piece of equipment or a truck into a designated area. They do this by being outside of the cab of the piece of equipment or the truck and will walk the truck or equipment around safely to an area. Now, ground guides are used to help the driver to see any potential hazards or blind spots when they are backing or even moving forward. Now, typically, ground guides will be used when a piece of equipment or a truck is backing up. However, on some locations, ground guides will also be there to help trucks move forward. Now, typically, ground guides are used when a piece of equipment or a truck are backing up. Now, that ground guide is going to be located behind the unit and will tell the driver of the piece of equipment or the tractor when to back up and where to go. However, ground guides can also be used in the front of the cab when a piece of equipment or a truck is moving forward. Now, ground guides will use specific hand signals so that they can communicate with the driver of the equipment or the truck. Now, these specific hand signals are what we're going to kind of go over in this training. So, let's go ahead and jump into the hand signals. When a ground guide is being used, the way that they communicate with the driver of the piece of equipment or the truck is through hand signals. Now, I want to go through the approved Sandbox hand signals that we use for ground guides. Now, we're going to use both of our hands to indicate to the driver when they can back up. So, we'll put both of our hands up. Once we are ready for the driver to back up, we will start to motion for him to come back. Now, if we need for that driver at any time to turn left or right, we will do so by using our hands as well. So if I want the driver to turn right, I will put out my right hand and point this way. If I want him to go left, I will point using my left hand. Now, we will continue to back up that driver, and once we need him to stop, we will cross both of our arms, and that will indicate that the driver needs to stop. Now, if we're backing up a driver in a specific area and we're trying to get the driver as close as possible to something, we can use our hands to indicate how far away they are from where we need them to park. Now, if for any reason you ever need to emergency stop a truck while backing up, you will wave your hands and cross them. This will indicate that they need to emergency stop. So, these are the hand signals that we're going to use when we are out in the field and trying to move around a piece of equipment. Now, some locations may require 1, 2, or even multiple ground guides or spotters. Now, anytime that you are on a location using multiple ground guides, make sure that prior to moving any piece of equipment, that a leader is selected out of the ground guides. Now, this leader will be the one that is responsible for the move, as well as relaying all of the hand signals back to the driver. Now, if any time that leader loses communication with either the other ground guides or the driver, that leader is to call a stop work and make sure that everybody gets together and gets on the same page again. Now, for the driver, if at any time you lose communication with your ground guide, or if you disagree with a direction, make sure that you stop that piece of equipment, put the parking brake on, and have a conversation to make sure that everyone's always on the same page. Now, we're going to go out into the field and see what this looks like using an actual truck and trailer. Here at Sandbox, when a spotter is required at a facility or at one of our well sites, we've got a set of hand signals that the spotter uses.
First one is like this. Doing this indicates that the driver can come straight back. If you put your right hand out like that, that means that the driver needs to go to the right. Again, same goes with your left hand. You put it out like that. If you make an X with your hands, that means for that driver to stop immediately. Again, anytime that you're spotting a truck, you want to maintain a minimum distance of 15 feet. Anytime that that truck gets close to you, or close enough to you where that 15 foot is encroached, make sure to stop that truck, back up another 30 to 45 feet, and you can continue to back them up. Again, always keep in mind, if you can't see that driver in the mirror, that driver can't see you. Hey Dave, is this your first time at the location?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, today on this particular site, they're requiring a spotter. So I wanted to go over the hand signals that we're going to be using to back you up into place here. So first off, I'm going to go back behind your truck about 45 to 60 feet. Once I get back there, I'm going to put my hands like this. This is going to mean to continue to come back straight. If you see me go like this, it means to go to the right. Again, straight. If I go like this with my left hand, that means to go left. If you ever see me come with an X with my hands, that means to stop immediately. Once you get within about 15 feet of me, I'm going to stop you, back up another 60 feet or so, and I'll continue to back you up till we get you in place.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Awesome.
I hope that this training has taught you a little bit more about what ground guides are and how we use them to be safe out in the field. Now, always keep in mind, whenever you have a ground guide guiding you, they are the person that is responsible for getting you where they need you. So always trust your ground guide and make sure that you follow along with all of their hand signals.